Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Crypto Daily. Today we're going to have a quick look at the market. We're going to discuss Malta's plans to legalize Bitcoin casinos in their country. And today a big development with the MtGox trial. If you're not following the news and not sure what the MtGox trial is, very briefly, it was a major exchange in 2013 where people lost a lot of Bitcoins after a hack, and it was rather suspicious, and the owner has been taken to trial this year. The person's been arrested in connection with those hacks in Greece earlier this morning. So I'm going to ask the question, do you think you could live on Bitcoin for 3 months and travel the world with it only using Bitcoin? The answer is you could, apparently, as someone's done it. And lastly, what I'm doing in preparation for the Bitcoin Cash hard fork. So first of all, before we begin, I'd like to thank everybody who subscribed to my channel. We've hit over 20 subscribers in less than a week, and I am pretty excited about that number. Thank you all for subscribing. I think it's great that there's 20 people out there who like to listen to me and what I have to say, and that's a really nice feeling, so thank you all. So having a brief look at the market today, the market cap is still down. It's at 87 billion, and we have some green, quite a bit of green, but I would say that this is false hope, because personally I know that during the week we have most of the growth. During the week is when things recover the most, and then it's usually the weekends that things dip. I'm not sure why that is. More people have time to play with their money, I guess, because they're working during the week, their funds are tied up. But when they're not working, they can buy and sell, and apparently majority of people sell. So this recovery here is nice, but it's not enough. 2565 is still quite the ways down to where we were a few days ago. So while it is nice to see green, it's not enough recovery before the next weekend rolls around. I think potentially we could see even cheaper Bitcoin just before August 1st, and then after that is anyone's guess. I had a friend recently ask me, when should I buy Bitcoin? And I think it's a great question, and I wish I knew. I didn't know what to say. I think I was saying there's a few choices. You can buy it now, obviously. You can wait until just before August 1st, because potentially you might get the cheapest Bitcoin then. And if you do that as well, and if you keep your private keys, then you can have Bitcoin Cash coins as well for free, basically. Who knows what their value is going to be on August 1st. So there's that. Or you could wait till after August 1st, just in case it goes down even further, in case some of the money from Bitcoin is going to Bitcoin Cash. Or you could just buy Bitcoin Cash instead of Bitcoin come August 1st, depending on the price. Some people see the number of Bitcoin over $2,500 and think, well, it's too late, I missed the boat there. I don't think that's true. Less than 1% of the earth are using Bitcoin. I don't think it's too early, but I can understand how that puts off a lot of people. But yeah, it's really interesting. I personally think Bitcoin Cash might take a dive. I mean, if we have a look at the price today, I think potentially this could dive down on August 1st, where people are just cashing out immediately, not really knowing what it is, not really researching it, kind of having a negative viewpoint of it, basically, because it's seen as a contentious fork that isn't necessary. But yeah, it's difficult to know what to do. And I think if anyone did, they could easily make themselves a millionaire knowing what's going to happen on August 1st. But yeah, difficult time to know what is going to happen. But Tasium is still on the nosedive. For Tasium was, how high did it get? It was around 230, and it's just been tanking. I mean, we saw this flash crash, but it still hasn't recovered. I wonder if consumer confidence is gone, but it is on the way down. Poor Golem. I remember Golem being very steady around 50 cents. It's now half that, and it's really struggling to get back up. I think the delays in their brass release, or basically their first render release. If you don't know about Golem, the brass release is to allow the rendering of pictures. The release of brass has been delayed and delayed and delayed, and I think people are getting a little bit fed up, and that's affecting the price, but hopefully that can jump back up again once they have a working product. Litecoin is still not back to where it was. It seems pretty steady around $44 for a little while, but it's regressed. I don't know if we could go below 40. It seems like there's a lot of support for it at that level, but we did see a couple weeks back lows of around 37, so potentially. I'm not sure what's going to happen to Litecoin when we have a alternative Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, because Litecoin is really seen as the alternate Bitcoin at the moment. But would that change? I'm not sure. It does have a huge market cap. It is number 4 on cryptocurrency. So the Maltese plan to legalize Bitcoin gambling. They want to be one of the forefront leaders in blockchain technology. They're looking to implement blockchain in the government, in the public sector. So I think what that would mean is, like, for auditing purposes and for basically reducing overheads for paperwork, which a blockchain can drastically lower maintenance costs for a lot of paperwork heavy operations. But legalizing Bitcoin would help them to stay relevant in a market which is changing. I think Bitcoin is the future, or digital currencies are the future. We can just see how it's happening now. More and more countries are waking up to what Bitcoin is, its potentials, trying not to miss the boat. I think that's what the Maltese are doing here. They don't want to miss the boat. They don't want to be left behind. So I think it's a good move by them, definitely. And for Bitcoin holders in general, if people want to gamble online, they might find it easier with Bitcoin, and more people using Bitcoin, the better. So could you live on just Bitcoin for 3 months? Apparently so. And in this post, this man, Peter Schiff, writes an article about how Bitcoin is a bubble and it's going to pop. And he gets a response from Austin Craig basically challenging his ideas and saying, have you researched the technology behind Bitcoin and not just its financial past? Because if you have a look at the financial past of Bitcoin, yes, it does look quite bubblish. Peaked and it's fallen and it's just volatile like crazy. But the technology is there and it's interesting and it's relevant. And James has said, yes, he has done his research, and no, it doesn't have any value. You can't use it. Why don't you try and go and use Bitcoin for 3 months? Don't live off anything else. Then you'll see what it's truly worth. And James is potentially one of the most unlucky people on earth to have spoken to one of the few people that have ever done this. And Austin replies, funny you should mention that. Yes, I have. Here's my website. You can go read about my story. Amazing comeback. Basically, he proves that yes, you can. It does have value. The only thing that Bitcoin is missing is adoption. It has the technology. The numbers aren't there yet in terms of use, but the technology is there, and it's not a bubble. But even if it is a bubble, I've heard this argument quite a few times. Even if it is a bubble, if you relate it to the dot-com bubble of the early 2000s, the dot-com bubble popped at around a peak of $1 trillion invested. 1 trillion. We have a look at the cryptocurrency market. How close are we to 1 trillion? We are a tenth of that. We're at 87 billion right now. So even if it is a bubble, we are still right at the beginning of it, even though I don't think we are. But even if we were, that shouldn't turn off investors, to be honest. If you want to look back at the past to find out what's going to happen in the future, then it still looks good. So the ongoing MtGox trials. Earlier today, a man in Greece was arrested in connection with the trial. The man has been publicly identified as Alexander Vinnik, 38, and is estimated to have trafficked over $4 billion since 2011. $4 billion. So in summation, it's estimated that, or it's theorized at least, in September 2011, this man, Alexander, got access to the hot wallet private keys on MtGox, and he was able to withdraw those Bitcoins. And he did this over a period of years. He had breaks, but it continued happening up until 2013. By mid-2013, it's estimated that the thief had stolen about 630,000 Bitcoins from MtGox. 630,000. With today's valuation, that would be $1.5 billion. So it's presumed after that they were stolen, they were laundered through a website that potentially he ran. It's theorized that the website called BCC, which is basically a Eastern European version of Coinbase, theorized to have originated in Russia. It's theorized that it was laundered through this website, and that MtGox wasn't the only website that was stolen from, but Bitcoinica and Bitfloor was as well. But expect more news on this. This is breaking news. This man was arrested earlier today, so no doubt we'll get some more details over the next coming days and weeks. Okay, so what am I doing personally in preparation for the Bitcoin Cash hard fork? Now, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just what I'm doing. And for me personally, I'm going to wait until the day before August 1st, which is Monday. On that Monday, I am going to put not all of my investment into Bitcoin, but I'm going to put more. I have my portfolio diversed. Around 80% is in Bitcoin at the moment, but I'm looking to increase that number to about 90-95%, because the reason I'm doing that is I want more Bitcoin Cash. I can move the coins back out into my other investments afterwards, but I want as many Bitcoin Cash coins that I can get for free. Don't think I will sell any of my Bitcoin Cash immediately. I think I want to hold on to it, and I want to see how it goes. Potentially, if the price is really low, I might even buy more, because I believe in the technology. Even though I like Bitcoin, I like that it has the name, that it's the original. I prefer the vision of Bitcoin Cash. I prefer the idea of scaling limitlessly to challenge the likes of Visa. So I'm interested to see what it can do. I have no doubt in the future it will have some value. So I'm looking to get as many as I can. I'm not sure if it's going to take off. I don't know what's going to happen to Bitcoin Cash, but I just know that I want some. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm obviously going to keep my private keys so that I have access to them. Don't leave your Bitcoin on an exchange. You do not have access to your private keys. So, all right, guys, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'll try and answer them in the next video, or just respond directly to you. So thank you, guys. Thanks again for 20 subscribers, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.